Alisson we'll talk about tonight, because a lot of people are going to be stressed about why we're signing the goalkeeper. Is there something that's going to happen in the next month or two? No, I don't believe that's the case. Carl said, I trust you, Craig, but I don't trust the owners. So until I see a person physically walk through the door at Anfield, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, you probably won't see him walk through the door at Anfield this summer at all, Carl, to be honest, because he's not going to technically sign for Liverpool in this summer window. He's going to be loaned from Valencia to Bournemouth, and then Liverpool have a cast iron agreement to buy him in next summer's window. The reason for that is, if Liverpool bought him now, we couldn't loan him to Bournemouth. You can't buy a player and loan a player to a club in the same league in the one window. Hence why this took a little while to negotiate. So Liverpool will agree a 30 to 35 million euro fee inclusive of add-ons. The player will move to Bournemouth on loan for the season, and then will come and join Liverpool next summer. What happens with Alisson Becker? Well, we can talk about that as well. I don't know the answer, but you would imagine, the very least, Liverpool are succession planning, and there's nothing wrong with that, because if we got caught with our pants down next summer and Alisson wanted to move, or something like that happened, the price tag is going to go up when you start looking for players when you're desperate. So I've nothing against this deal. I think it's quite sensible, but it doesn't help us right now. You know, we need to get focused on this summer. So on Georgi Mamaradashvili, it looks like the structure is going to be 30 million and 5 million in add-ons. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, the rules show that we couldn't buy him now and loan him to Bournemouth. So that's what this all came down to, was how to figure out a way to get around those rules. And that's what they seemingly have done by Valencia agreeing then a loan to Bournemouth, and then Liverpool will have an option, a cast iron guarantee, that we have to buy him next summer for the fee we're speaking about. And I'm fine with all of that, but it doesn't help us now. And there's nothing wrong with future proofing, but it should be far down the list of priorities when you've got 3 players who have now 10.5 months on their contracts and you've not signed a damn player. And Manchester United there last night, 2 signings like that, on top of the other ones they've made. Now, Sam Maguire wrote that apparently Chelsea tried to sign Mamaradashvili earlier on in the window. Of course they did. They only have 6, 7, 8 goalkeepers at the minute, so you can see the need there for them. But he seemingly has his heart set on a move to Liverpool, because he knows that vacancy will eventually be there for Alisson Becker's departure. Now, of course, we all want to know when to expect Alisson Becker's departure, because he's in a situation, I think, contractually he's 2 or 3 years to go. I don't know if the club knows something we don't know. I don't know if the club are expecting silly offers to come in from next year from the likes of Saudi Arabia. I don't know if Alisson maybe wants to go back and play in Brazil. I have no idea. But the club are planning for it, so there must be something in the works there. And I'm okay with that. But it still doesn't do a damn thing to help us this season. What's happening with Alisson? Nobody seems to know. It doesn't look like he's going anywhere now. It certainly doesn't feel like he's looking for a way out of the club. But I think the club have just, and again, I'm kind of educatedly guessing on some of this. Alisson's been so good for us that whoever you bring in after him has really big shoes/gloves to fill, right? And you don't want a situation where we get to next summer, and this is just for argument's sake. I don't know this is going to happen. I'm not trying to say it will, but I'm just trying to paint a picture. Let's say we're in July next year and the Saudi Pro League comes across with a monumental offer for Alisson Becker, and he thinks to himself, and he speaks with his wife, and he said, all right, we've had a great time in Liverpool. We've won everything. Now let's go get that generational wealth for a year or two. And he decides he wants to move. He could also decide he wants to go back to Brazil. He could also decide he wants to go back to Italy. Who knows? But if he decided for whatever reason he wanted to depart, Liverpool then have alarm bells going off everywhere. And every email they send or phone call they make that inquire about a goalkeeper will see them quoted astronomical sums of money. What they're trying to do is make sure that whenever that day happens, and again, don't know when it is, that they have somebody ready where they can go, well, here's our boy. We won't stand in Ali's way. We'll make the deal work for everyone. And then we have Georgi Mamardashvili, who we believe is going to be the next Alisson Becker. It's clever. It is clever. You know, even in this window where I'm swearing and blinding about the owners, succession planning like that is clever, because you don't want to be caught with your pants down and be scrambling around trying to find a solution.